AfroChickenbutt, that's who.
What's going on, guys? It's AfroChickenbutt bringing you who is the best franchise in NBA history. So, what you may be wondering is how did I do this? Well, we have all the best players from every franchise in the NBA all compiled into one roster. So, doing that, we have the power rankings for all of these teams. So, let's go ahead and take a look. We have Los Angeles, Boston, San Antonio, Chicago, Philly, Miami, Portland, Detroit, Atlanta, and New York as the top 10 on the power rankings list. Let's see the last 10 teams. So at 20, we have Denver. Then we have Phoenix, Oklahoma City, Toronto, Charlotte, Brooklyn, Los Angeles, Memphis, New Orleans, Minnesota, and Indiana. Where are my Wizards on here? 19. Okay, so that's not too bad. So this is how it's going to work. I'm going to show you all the rosters so you know which players are on each team. These are, remember, the best players in NBA history for each franchise. And we're going to sim it out and see which franchise overall has the best players. So let's take a look. So for Philadelphia, they have Julius Erving, Allen Iverson, and Charles Barkley, Wilt Chamberlain, and Moses Malone. The Bucks have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Ray Allen, Sidney Moncrief, Antetokounmpo, and Oscar Robinson. And man, look at Michael Redd. Chicago Bulls have Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, and Derrick Rose, with Jimmy Butler on there as well. We have Cleveland with LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love. We have the Celtics with Larry Bird, Bill Russell, Bob Cousy, Havlicek, Kevin McHale, and Paul Pierce. We have the Clippers with Bob McAdoo, Chris Paul, Ron Harper, and World B. Free. We have the Memphis Grizzlies with Pau Gasol, Marc Gasol, Zach Randolph, Mike Conley, and Mike Miller. We have the Hawks with Bob Pettit, Dominique Wilkins, Lou Hudson, and Joe Johnson. We have the Heat with LeBron, Wade, Mourning, Hardaway, Shaq, Hassan Whiteside, and Goran Dragic. Bosh is on there too. We have the Hornets with Glenn Rice, Alonzo Mourning, Larry Johnson, and Gerald Wallace. We have the Utah Jazz with Karl Malone, John Stockton, Pistol Pete Maravich, Gordon Hayward, and Rudy Gobert. We have the Kings with Oscar Robinson, DeMarcus Cousins, Chris Webber, and Mitch Richmond. We have the New York Knicks with Walt Frazier, Patrick Ewing, Willie Reed, and Bernard King, the 60-point man. We have the Los Angeles Lakers with Magic, Jerry West, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Elgin Baylor, George Mikan, and James Worthy. That's going to be a tough team to beat. We have the Magic with Tracy McGrady, Shaq, Dwight Howard, Grant Hill, Penny Hardaway, Horace Grant, and 3D Dennis Scott. We have the Mavericks with Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash, Mark Aguirre, and Jason Kidd. The Brooklyn Nets with Jason Kidd, Julius Erving, Vince Carter, and Petrovic. We have Carmelo Anthony, Alex English, Dikembe Mutombo, and Allen Iverson on the Nuggets, joined by Jokic. We have the Pacers with Reggie Miller, Paul George, Schrempf, Roy Hibbert, and Jeff Teague. We have the Pelicans with Anthony Davis, Chris Paul, David West, Drew Holiday, and Eric Gordon. We have the Detroit Pistons with Isaiah Thomas, Grant Hill, Bill Laimbeer, Rip Hamilton, Ben Wallace, and Chauncey Billups. We have the Raptors with Vince Carter, Chris Bosh, Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, Tracy McGrady, and Valanciunas. We have Akeem Olajuwon, Moses Malone, James Harden, Yao Ming, and Tracy McGrady, joined with Steve, the franchise Francis, on the Rockets. The Spurs have Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Kawhi Leonard, George Gervin, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili. That's going to be a tough squad as well. And we have the Phoenix Suns with Steve Nash, Charles Barkley, Larry Nance, Amari Stoudemire, and Shawn Marion, the Matrix. The Oklahoma City Thunder have Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Gary Payton, Shawn Kemp, and James Harden. The Timberwolves have Kevin Garnett, Karl Anthony Towns, Latrell Sprewell, Andrew Wiggins, and Stephon Marbury. The Trailblazers have Clyde Drexler, Bill Walton, Damian Lillard, Michael Thompson, and LaMarcus Aldridge. The Warriors have Wilt Chamberlain, Stephen Curry, Rick Barry, Kevin Durant, Chris Mullin, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Monte Ellis. And the Washington Wizards have Earl the Pearl Monroe, Elvin Hayes, John Wall, Nate Thurmond, Gilbert Arenas before the Guns, Bradley Beal, Antoine Jamison, and Michael Jordan. So those are the 30 all-time teams that we have. So let's go ahead and start the simming. Alright, we're about done with the simming. Let's go ahead and take a look at how everyone did. So in the Eastern Conference, we have Philly leading the way with the 39-17 record. We have Boston and Chicago right behind them by no surprise. We have Miami, New York, Milwaukee, Charlotte, and Orlando making pretty respectable records on the year. And we have Detroit 1 over. We have Washington in the mix with Brooklyn as well. And Indiana, Cleveland, and Toronto are basically done with this series. So in the West, we have the LA Lakers at 49-9, the best record in the league. We have Denver in second place, Sacramento in third, San Antonio in fourth. We have Los Angeles in fifth, Oklahoma City in sixth, Houston in seventh, and Phoenix in eighth. We have Golden State really struggling, which is quite surprising. And they are a game out of eighth. We have Portland 2 games out. And then everyone else is kind of looking like they're not going to stay in this series much longer. So let's go ahead and sim to the end of the season, see what results we get. Alright, so Michael Jordan wins the season MVP. We have Wilt Chamberlain, Rookie of the Year. Chris Paul, 6th Man of the Year. The Defensive Player of the Year is Kevin Garnett, and Karl Anthony Towns is the Most Improved Player. Coach of the Year is Brad Stevens, leading the Celtics to a 60-22 record. And let's go ahead and take a look at the first, second, and third All-NBA teams. We can take a look at the All-Defensive teams as well. So let's see how everybody finished. So we have Boston finishing the season at 60-22, which is to be expected. We all know the Lakers and Celtics are the two most historic franchises in the NBA for being good. We have Philadelphia in second, Chicago in third. We have Miami in fourth, New York in fifth, Orlando in sixth, Charlotte in seventh, and Milwaukee in eighth place. My Washington Wizards just barely missed the playoffs. And then in the West, we have the Los Angeles Lakers in first, Sacramento Kings in second, Denver Nuggets in third, the Clippers in fourth, the San Antonio Spurs in fifth, the Rockets in sixth, the Oklahoma City Thunder in seventh, and the Golden State Warriors in eighth place, with the Phoenix Suns just barely missing the cut, and Portland as well just barely missing the cut. Alright, so let's go ahead and see who comes out as the NBA's best franchise. We had the Los Angeles Lakers taking down Golden State 4-1. Denver takes out the LA Clippers 4-0. The San Antonio Spurs have their way with Houston. And the Sacramento Kings take out the Oklahoma City Thunder. On the eastern side, we have Boston just demolishing the Milwaukee Bucks 4-0. We have the New York Knicks demolishing the Miami Heat 4-0. We have the Chicago Bulls taking it from Orlando 4-2. And we have Philly with a 4-2 win over the Charlotte Hornets. Let's go ahead and see who makes the conference finals. So the Los Angeles Lakers sweep the Denver Nuggets 4-0. We have Sacramento taking down San Antonio 4-0. So we're going to have a Battle of California. And then on the east side, we have Boston and Philadelphia, the two most historic franchises on the east, battling it out. Let's see who gets to the finals. So we have Los Angeles and Philadelphia, who took out Boston in a 7-game series in the finals. Let's go ahead and see what happens with the Simcast. Let's go ahead and get into Game 1 and see what happens. Game 1, Los Angeles takes from beginning to end with a 130-105 win. Game 2, Los Angeles comes out hot again, and Philly just barely loses the game after having a really good third quarter. 2-0 LA. Game 3, LA comes out hot, but Philly comes back and takes the win with a huge fourth quarter, 110-107. Game 4, Los Angeles comes out to a hot start and takes Game 4 to take a 3-1 lead, 117-111. Game 5, Philly has to win this game, and Philly comes out with a huge start, and they take the game by 8 points, 121-113. It is a 3-2 lead. Game 6, Los Angeles comes out and they get huge second, third, and fourth quarters to win the NBA Finals, 124-106. So there you have it, guys. The Los Angeles Lakers, led behind Shaquille O'Neal with 21 points and 6.5 rebounds per game, is the NBA's greatest franchise. Please like, comment, and subscribe. This is your boy AfroChickenbutt, and remember, guys,